Hey, good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. Got a busy day. Up early this morning. Get this video out. This has become, I think, my favorite series, and I don't know. I hope it's yours as well. Yesterday, I did a Attic Find Friday on Saturday. I know, and it was a great topic. I thought it was one of my best thumbnails, and it did maybe the worst numbers of any Attic Find Friday I've ever done, which really surprised me. So I hope you go back and watch it. It's the one about the tornado. Um, let's jump in here and I will share what I have. Hang on one second as I get ready. All right. As you know, this video is sponsored by Just Collect. Just Collect has a lot of awesome vintage cards. They are buying one of the country's top buyers of vintage sports cards. You can go to their free appraisal if you're interested in selling your collection. Free appraisal form at justcollect.com. Fill it in and see what you can get for your collection from them. Or you can just email Leighton at justcollect.com. As you can see, they are buying some pretty awesome vintage stuff. All right, let's jump in. So yesterday, Anthony Edwards is having his coming out party. I'm a big basketball fan. I know I'm not supposed to do this stuff up front because the video is about Wembanyama, but really quick here. This card sold yesterday on uh, Golden for $85,000. Nice patch. I'm not a patch guy, but that's a nice patch. Same one in a PSA 9 sold as low as 18,000, 40,000, 59,000. So it's a good time to be selling Anthony Edwards, I suspect. But I also think Anthony Edwards could be an all-time great. He's a blast to watch. He is funny. He's I don't know, could be a really good time to buy. All right, the Wembanyama stuff. Uh, he where did okay. So Mike Metzler on Twitter posted, he says, page after page after page of Wembanyama lots being sold for thousands, all coming from China on eBay in the last 3 weeks. Here's a lot of 15 Panini Prism. These are just the base cards. They're all selling for about $2,000. Here's another one. Here's another one. Where are they getting all of these cards? And we know that 29 of these cards were seized coming across the border a week or two ago. So are these, if these are all coming from the same place and they're listed in the same lot, they're listed with the same, what appears to be the same photo, are they fakes? I think it's fair to ask. I don't know the answer to that, of course, but people are saying, well, it'll go through eBay's authenticity guaranteed program. And if you're not a subscriber to my newsletter, you may not be aware of some of the loopholes. And one of those loopholes is lots don't go through authentication. And this is how these scammers, I'm not saying that they're scammers, but that's how scammers get through the authenticity guarantee is they create a lot. So you might see a 1963 Topps Pete Rose, which is fake, and they say, and these other two completely random 1963 Topps cards, because then they know it will not go through the authentication program. So there are, and he said, Mike Metzler, whoever this guy is, said there are still a lot open. And sure enough, I went to eBay. Look at these auctions. A day and a half left, $163. And these are pretty new, $305. There are a lot of them, a lot of 15, and they all seem to have the same, if not very similar, photos. Just be careful out there is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that these are fake or counterfeit. They very well could be. And in my opinion, they probably are, but just be careful. If it's a big money card, I wouldn't be buying a lot, and I would be buying authenticated already. All right, next up, big one. Pete Rose is announced to be part of Bowman's the first Bowman autograph. He's got a first Bowman, and it's funny. Mario, back in March, predicted that they would do this next year, and they did it a year early. Uh, I've been trying to find if they. I don't know how this works. Like, is Fanatics going to upset Major League Baseball, or did Major League Baseball sign off on this, or does Fanatics just not care? I don't know. If you know anything about this, I'd be really curious to know because I couldn't find anything. But it's a really interesting situation, and it looks really good. I'm not a Pete Rose guy, but I love the red autograph. Now, Rose has signed 100 billion autographs, so uh, I don't know. But here's some others. Here's the Superfractor 1 of 1. This is the one we already showed. My question is, why are they in one touches? Are they coming in one touches? I don't know. Oh shoot, this one was deleted. This guy claimed that he or showed a screenshot of a Tom Brady 1 of 1 from 2022 that he sold, and it sold at auction for just $10.73. And he was very proud of the fact that he just wasn't going to ship it. He was like, "I'm going to cancel this auction. It's ridiculous that it only sold for $10." And he got torn apart, and he absolutely uh, defended himself. And I wouldn't say defend. He doubled down, saying that he has no regrets, but deleting the post clearly shows that he has some regrets. He said that he does auctions all the time, and he's never had one like this. But somebody went to his eBay and found every single store is a buy it now or best offer. And here he is, actually, right here. This is the person who did it, and he's deleted all of his tweets. Ah, boy. I always feature Fred Lynn because he's a Boston guy, and he also shows pictures of all the cards he's signing. This is crazy. Look at this, hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by that. There might be 1,000 cards here. I don't know. Yeah, pretty cool. And he's got a great signature. Oh, I've got this a little out of order. So people were talking about how these would be the Pete Rose cards would be the first pack pulled, authenticated, or licensed autograph. Saber Baseball Cards says our friends at Armstrong's may need a word because they had this card back in however many, whatever year this was. And they also had this 1985. Yeah. So, and by the way, if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, no need to worry today because it's not working. My website's down. So I don't know if I'll have a newsletter tomorrow. We'll see if I can get it fixed today. This person posted that they had pulled this World Series champion Allen and Ginter Ronald Acuna card, and they are one in every 24,627 packs, which is pretty rare. And then within like an hour, they had sold it for $1,200. This is sold, yeah, as you can see, and it actually, I believe it sold for $1,200. Actually, let's pause here for a moment and see before I get a comment saying, "I hate it when people don't check that." So, and remember, we're talking about this. Of course, you haven't forgotten because it's only been a second. Here it is. It was sold for $1,200. Strangely, I think it was priced at $1,200 or best offer, and best offer accepted price was 1,200. I don't understand that, but pretty sweet poll for a person to grab a blaster and get a $1,200 card. All right. The incomparable Darren Ravel tweeted this. Leland's is auctioning off a program signed by O.J. Simpson at the dance recital the night of the double murder. Here it is. Kids dance recital. And asked if it was crossing a line. I mean, it's I don't know. It feels gross to me, but I don't I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in comments. Really about any of these topics. I love reading your comments about should should Bowman have Pete Rose? Would you buy a lot of Victor Wembanyama cards for $2,000? Let me know in comments. So here's a wild one. You've probably seen, it's probably better to have it like this. These tops through the years cards are the dumbest cards ever released by Topps. They took the old card that says it's autographed and has a patch, and it says Topps certified autograph issue, and they just screenshotted it onto another card. It's not really autographed and it's not really a patch. And in this case, and people sell these on eBay all the time as real autographs, real patches, and they sell for tons of money, even though they're worth maybe a dollar at the most. But this person sent it into Beckett and actually got Beckett to grade the autograph. It's a fake autograph, Beckett. What are you doing? And they even wrote in here through the years Beckett 9 reprint, and they didn't even put the autograph as a 10. Now, once again, I am Meatballs showing up in here. He always has good research. The cert page shows the correct info, which is no autograph grade. So yeah, it seems like Beckett just made a mistake in assembly, but still, it's one of those things. I'm always doing these with PSA. It's good to see one with Beckett too. Of course, PSA grades 20 times the number of cards as Beckett. All right, eBay. I don't know who this guy is. Tyler Henderson, Slab Factory tie. So eBay has accepted a return from a buyer because the buyer says the item is being sold for a lower price. So he or she bought something on eBay, paid for it, received it, and then found it for a lower price and said, "Oh, I'm going to return this because I found a better price." And sure enough, that is one of I assume this is a drop down box where you can I don't know, man. That's crazy. Good for the buyer for getting it through, but that's eBay should not be accepting those returns. I don't have a athletic subscription, or I think they're owned by the New York Times now, but independent audit firm finds Topps cards packaged at random following loaded boxes accusations. I just wanted to talk about this briefly. I think that the loaded boxes things is a really, really popular conspiracy theory, like a lot of things. And I talked about this on not this specific one, but conspiracy theories in the hobby on hobby bench clear media Thursday night. It's easy to say and see, oh wow, all these breakers are pulling all the best cards. They're getting loaded boxes. Well, breakers get most of the hobby boxes, most of the big dollar boxes, which is why they're getting most of the big hits. It's and there's independent audit, and I don't know how independent this audit firm is. If they were hired by Topps, I don't know anything about this, but I believe that they are packaged at random. I know it's a boring way to go through my life to not believe conspiracy theories, but it's rare that I will believe it. I believe that the Patrick Ewing draft was tilted for The Knicks. There. I believe a conspiracy theory. There we go. Okay, Topps announced that they're down from 70,000 redemptions to 10,000 redemptions open, and now they are extending redemptions to a 10-year expiration date. So that's great news, I think. I still hate redemptions, but they seem to have reduced how many they have. Uh, so it's great. Great on Topps. I'm very critical of Topps and Fanatics and PSA, so I like to make sure I say the good stuff too when it happens. Uh, Now, the show and me, Don, asks Crackerjack USA if, since Topps extended their redemption life cycle to 10 years, wonders if they will extend their 1915 promotion to 110 years. Just needs to send in the coupon and a quarter. Yeah, I thought that was funny. And then the back of this Topps Now card makes it look like he's retiring. 100% right. Look at this. Goodbye, baseball. And he's running the bases. It looks like he's announcing his retirement. Goodbye, baseball. It's been great. And always like to end on something fun, which that one was too. But this too, I think Topps does a great job with the Topps Now. I would never buy this card. The bee guy, if you saw, he had to come out and clear a bunch of bees from I think it was the netting around the field. Uh, and Topps the next day had autographed cards, or 2 days later, whatever. No, it was the next day. Crazy how they do this. Um, I would never buy the vast majority of these, but this is cool. People buy. Actually, it sold out. It sold out almost immediately, and they do a great job with this stuff. So, all right, quick one today, which I think is good. Let me know what you think about any of these topics in comments. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you have a fantastic Sunday.